Hello everyone, this is Jyotish Acharya Sujoy Ghosh from Astrotruths. I hope you are all doing fine. You must have seen the previous video, which was about the long life, how to define long life through the horoscope of a native. Now, this video, as I told you, the previous one will be for an individual who has a middle age, right? So, how do we define that? How do we see it? How do we understand it? So, this will be a practical example of one individual who's still alive, and his date of birth is 17 September 1975, born in New Delhi, India, and at 10:15 a.m. Okay? So we'll practically see what all things, like we did with the previous one, whether all the parameters they are fulfilled or not, or what all parameters are not being fulfilled, and why it is a madhya ayu, right, or middle age individual. Middle age is generally from 35 onwards till mostly 60 to 65 max, right? So presently the age of the person is 48, is about to reach 49 in September. So let's see how to do so. Let's make the horoscope. First, I will write down here his date of birth. His date of birth is 17 September 1975. Okay. You can make this horoscope on the various apps. However, the free apps, I don't know whether they will be able to give the correct one. Hope so they give, because I use a paid version of Prashar Light, which is the best software in the world for making the horoscopes. In the northern style, you can make various styles also. So preferably northern style. So date of birth is this. Time of birth is 10:15 a.m. and the place or the city, okay, is New Delhi. It is the capital city of India, right? Now let's make the horoscope, okay, like we did previously. So make it, making one straight line here, okay, making a square like this. The more you will practice, you will be able to make it much clearer. So I'll just join these 2 points here. I will join this point with this one and make another square within this equal distance. So let's try and make it really good. This is northern style. Now, as per these details, the chart, how it looks like is, it starts with Libra as the first house of the Lagna. Okay. Then anti-clockwise, right, for 7, and then as per the digits, it's 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. We have just 12 signs. After that, automatically the 1 will come. 2, second sign, third sign, fourth sign, fifth sign, and the sixth sign. Okay. So this is the Lagna or the first house. The lord of this 7th sign is Venus. Okay. Venus is the lord of it. Benefic, highly benefic planet. Now I will put all the planets first, how it is actually practically. So Rahu is placed where? So similarly, Ketu will be always in the 7th from Rahu. Mars is also placed here. Okay. Venus, the Lagan Lord D1, is placed here. Sun and Mercury is placed in the 12th house. Okay, you remember the houses? There's first house, second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh, eighth, ninth, 10, 11, 12. Jupiter is placed in the 6th house. Moon is placed in the 4th house. Saturn is placed in the 10th house. Okay. So we have covered everything. All the planets are being covered. This should be 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So all are covered, right? So now the point is, first we always should remember, which I told you in the previous, that the planets should be placed in the good houses. What are the good houses? The first house, the 4th house, the 7th, 10, fifth house, ninth house, or the these house. Right? Now, if we see here in the, if you can see it very clearly, that mostly the planets are in the second house, the sixth, eighth, and 12th. Sixth house, 8,000. But that's not considered actually good. Okay. This is the house of the afflicting death, means Marak, or the planets placed here, or the planets looking at the lord of that house can cause death. Okay. So that's there. Now, the point is we will start from the very beginning. That first, what we need to look at? We need to look at the Lagna or the first house, right? So what is the position of the first house? First house, is there any aspect of any planet? Now, aspects, I haven't told you totally. So just note down the aspects. Okay? So the aspects are Jupiter, you all know. Jupiter, each planet have a seventh aspect from its place, like Saturn has a seventh aspect here. Similarly, Jupiter has a seventh aspect. All the planets have the seventh aspect. It's for all planets. Jupiter has some special aspects, that is the fifth aspect and the ninth aspect, that from place it can look at fifth house, like here. From here, first, we need to include the house where Jupiter is placed. From there, we will calculate first, second, third, fourth, fifth. So it's aspecting Saturn, right? Similarly, it is aspecting around ninth, seventh, eighth. Mars has similarly fourth and eighth aspect. Okay. Rahu and Ketu also has the same aspect as Jupiter. Saturn has an aspect of third and the 10th house. Apart from that, other all planets like Venus, Mercury, Sun, and Moon has just the seventh aspect. So here, if we see the Lagna, there is no aspect of any planets. If you see, if you calculate based on this, there is no aspect. That's fine. However, the problem is now it is under the influence of two malefics, Rahu at one side and Sun in another side, right? And Mercury. Mercury is always mostly with Sun. So at that time, it is temporarily malefic, as you know, I believe. So now it is under Pap Madhya or Pap Kartari, under the bad influence. So the Lagna is not strong enough. So we cancel it. Okay. Now we have to see where does the Lagna Lord or the demon, the first house Lord, has gone, which is Venus, a benefic planet. It has gone to the 11th house. As we all know, these are the good houses, the Kendras, the Trikonas, trines, and the gains house. So it's good. That's fine. It is nicely placed. Okay. So, however, we need to see the aspect of the planet also. So it may be in a good position, but if it is aspected by malefics, then it is weak. Okay? So here, if we see, Venus is under again the malefics, Sun and Saturn. So now this is considered really bad because two planets are affecting it. First, second, Mars has the fourth aspect. So from here we start first, second, third, fourth towards Venus. So Venus is totally afflicted, even though it is strong, but it is afflicted. Okay. Now the next point which we need to see is the in the Aries chart, which is the Kal Purush chart, we need to see the Mars. What is the position of Mars in every chart? So here we have to see where Mars is placed. Mars is placed in the 8th house. As we all know that these houses are not good houses, Dushtana houses, okay? Bad houses, 6th, 8th, and 12th. And in case of death, also second house. Okay? So here, this is not good. It is under the influence of Rahu Ketu axis also. So Mars is also weak. So here we don't get any positive point from here. Okay. Now the next point is that we need to see that what is the position of the Sun, which is the Arogya Karak, which gives us good health, because health is important. If health is not too strong, we are always having various kinds of diseases and all. We are not going to live for long, right? So Sun is not well placed in the 12th house, which is a weak, it's not a good house. It becomes weak, as well as aspected by the third aspect by Saturn, first, second, third towards Sun and Mercury. Okay. So here Sun is also not strong enough, right? So here also we will cut. Okay. Here we will put halfway mark. It's a tick for Venus. Now next is the moon. The moon, which gives us all the ingredients what is required for the body, right? In Hindi, it's called Poshan Karak. So here moon is well placed, not a problem. It's in the fourth house in the Kendra. Kendra Lord in the Kendra. Fine. However, if you see here, the problem is moon is also afflicted. By whom? By Ketu with its ninth aspect. From here it is seventh, first, second, third, fourth, five, six. Now first, second, third, fourth, five, six, seven, and eighth and ninth. See here. As well as who is afflicting it? Saturn with the seventh aspect. So when two or more planets afflict a planet, then it is totally afflicted, considered afflicted. Okay? So the moon is also afflicted. This is our mind also. Our mind won't be strong enough to handle the situation. So here moon is gone. Now the next point is what we discussed in the previous video. The eighth house is the eighth lord. Now see the eighth house under the influence of Rahu, Ketu, and Mars and malefic, all malefics influencing, more than two malefics influencing. So eighth house is gone. Now eighth house lord, which is again Venus, is here. However, it is afflicted under the malefic influence of two planets from both the houses, plus and minus, okay, and with Mars also. So here, the person doesn't have a long life and a own full life, okay, of 100 years. It's not possible. So here we can expect till 60, 65. However, now the point is that we need to see, because this decided when the person will go to decided by the planetary, the dashas or the periods. Okay. Presently, the person is running through the period of your Saturn's main period. In that, there is Venus sub-period, and sub-period is of Rahu. Okay. So here first we have understood that maximum things are afflicted. However, a person have a mid aayu, at least why? Because his lagnesh or the first house lord is in gains. This is a positive thing happen. And second, the another most important is that this is called our previous birth house. Okay. All our activities which we have done, good or bad, seen from here. If this house is strong, then also you get an aayu, okay, get a longevity, at least based on this chart, at least middle age. Okay. Here it is under the influence of two good planets, Moon and Jupiter. Moon is far off from Sun, 72 degrees far from Sun. Like every house has 30 degrees each. So it is 30, 60, is 90. So it has already crossed 72. So it's a shubh or a good moon. Okay. And Jupiter is always good. It is always a benefic. So it is under the influence. This house is under the influence of benefics. So it's a good influence, very strong house, and even aspected by strong Venus. This aspect is always pure, always good. So that is the reason he has to have some age to satisfy his desires, which he is being given as per his good activities in his previous birth. That is the reason he's living. However, the dasha which is there, this dasha is not at all good, because always his second house or the sixth house or the eighth house or the 12th house will always be activated. Okay. And the lord of these houses and the planets which are placed in these houses, they are the ones who create that situation of death. Okay. Along with the planets of the second house placed or the second lord, they are the most bad planets, afflicted, means the most markesh, we say, that the person who just kills. Okay. So those are these planets. So this is the point. So here we see that most of the parameters which we have seen in the previous video, they are not being fulfilled out here. Only one parameter is fulfilled. And of course, his previous birth karma is the one which is keeping him alive here. Okay. However, these dashas will have the effect. Rahu is still running right now. So Rahu is sitting in the Marak house, which can cause death, okay, at any time. So in this chart, there's no surety that a person can leave at any time. Okay. So this is the thing. However, what time he will leave, it can only be, we can just assume it, okay, fine, this, but that is decided by the Supreme Lord that, okay, now his time period is completed. We need to take him away from this birth. Okay. So that is the point. So anyways, based on this chart, you can understand that how the Madhya Ayu happens and how the long life and the Purna Ayu, the full lifespan of 100 years is being calculated. So it's a great understanding. I hope you have all understood it properly. And the next video we will have, that will be of very Alpa Ayu, or just an age till 25 years. It will be a horoscope of a child who's presently not living. He has already left, okay, in COVID. So I will take that chart. You will see practically why it happened. Okay. So apart from that, kindly share the video to all, and you can subscribe to the channel and hit the bell button so that you can get the notification, because there will be various videos, informative and knowledgeable videos in astrology, pure astrology. This is a pure astrology, Vedic astrology. It has nothing to do with the various astrologies which are being given presently are there in the various channels and all. It's not that astrology. It's a pure astrology. So just understand the things as it is, what is given. And apart from that, like I told you in the previous video, that I will be running a capsule course on marriage, how to predict marriage, how to predict love marriage, predictions on whether there will be breakups or there will be delayed marriages, or there will be death of the partner. Is there anything like that? So it's a very informative course. So you can join that course. You can write to me to my WhatsApp number at 928-927-3543. This will be for the English speaking people. The capsule course will be both for Hindi speaking and English speaking, those who are NRIs outside India. For you, this will be a separate class. Okay. So 2 classes will be separate. So based on that, it will be done. I will make a separate video on what will be the module like, what all things you will know. So you will be able to understand how much informative and catching, and it's really nice. Okay. And it will be based on the various practical birth charts like I'm doing right now. So it will be various birth charts on which you will be able to learn the different phase, the love marriage. It will happen, it won't happen. What are the different types of, okay, love marriages and arranged marriages, breakups and all everything, right? So anyways, so do join and do inform, because I want to uh, give this knowledge to you all through the course, through the capsule course, in elaborate way, so that you can also see the birth charts in the correct way, so that the correct Vedic Jyotish is being distributed across the world, outside India also, because it's a must, because it is lacking right now, right? So this will be the one of a capsule course. Okay. So because it has not been done in such elaborate manner by anyone. Okay. So anyways, thanks a lot for watching the video, and I will come up with the next video with the short life of an individual, of a child. Yeah. Hare Krishna.